Hi everybody, I'd like to show you today how I made this cute little desk holder for your little cards, or in this particular case I added some ATC cards and also some Rolodex cards. It's just, you could add anything at all that you wanted in here as a keepsake or whatever. It's so cute. It's not too big, so it's something you could keep on your desk, and it's easy to make. I made this particular one with a sheet of 12 by 12 from Simple Story floral paper pad, one-sided paper pad, and I also did with the composition book. These I got for $3 for $1.25, and that's exactly what it's made out of. It is so simple, guys. All you need to do is take a piece of cardstock that you like. This is a 12 by 12 from this particular pack. I'm going to lay that to the side here. I took my little composition book. It's not very big. The composition book itself is only about, I would say 6.5 by 4.5, something like that. It is adorable. I think it's about that, 6.5. I'm not quite sure. No, 4.5 by, I'm sorry, 4.5 by 3.25. I'm thinking of it opened up. All you do with this, it's a little composition book. Got it at the dollar store, like I said. 160 pages, and you take each page and you fold it. Doesn't matter which side you fold it. So you can fold it in or fold it out, whichever way you want. You fold it in half, and once you fold it all in half, you end up having it all like this. Then what I did is I took a piece of cardstock like this, and by this time my book was totally open like this. I mean, it's really simple. All you need to do is take your pages and fold them all. This is probably this can be done while watching the program. It's a no-brainer. You can just kind of do it as you go along. So then you have like a half moon of pages. I'm sure you've seen something like this before, how they fold the book pages and so forth. So you end up with a half moon, which is like this. And what I did afterwards, after it was all done, I opened up my book and I cut out a piece here, and for the bottom was 6 5/8 by 4.5, because it was 6.5 basically, because it was 3.25, so 6.5. And I cut out a piece, I glued it on the back, then I rounded off the corners. Before I rounded off the corners, I cut a piece for here, which is 4.5 by 3.25. I glued it here, which is this piece here. Then I did the same thing on the other side. I cut out another page. So then I had glued the back on, and I glued the two pieces here. So then I took my crocodile, which, not my crocodile, but yeah, that's crocodile, at the 1/2 inch mark, and I rounded all the corners off. And after the corners were all rounded, I ended up, I kind of wanted something on the side, and I could have left the pages like that. I have done it in the other books, but in this one here, I wanted to kind of do like a half moon. So I took my circle stitch scallop frame, and I took this one here, which is almost 4, well, it's 4 inches. And the inside would be 3 7/8. So I took that and cut a half circle off of the paper, just through my Big Shot, and I cut 4. Why is, I wasn't quite sure if I was going to show in the back, and since it's not two-sided, I wanted to have a nice color finish inside here. As you can tell, you can probably tell inside here, it's the same thing. So I cut 2 of those out and I glued them together. Just glued them together, and I just used regular white glue for this. And this is Elmer's glue wall that I have in there. I glued these 2 pieces and these 2 pieces. I glued this and this with glue wall. Then I put it sideways and I put some glue wall on the side, and I added this piece here and kept it there for a while to make sure it would adhere. Then I took the other one and did exactly the same thing. Put it there and adhere. Then I had some rickrack left over in my stash here. So I took a piece of my rickrack. Whoops, I took out my bits and pieces here. And I just added some rickrack on the side. I mean, if you wanted to, you could add some, you wouldn't add something too thick, but you could add a short piece that would make it really fluffy. You could add a piece of ribbon. You could also add a piece of cotton, lace. I mean, that's entirely up to you. And then I kind of wanted some tabs. Now, they're not necessary because you're going to be able to put them in there. But I have and I've mentioned this, I use this quite a bit, so I've mentioned this before. I have the We Are Memory tab punch. I love mine. I truly love it, and it's worth all the money for me. All the money in gold, yes. I do have some cutting dies that will cut tabs, but this is so quick, and it's just the right size, I find. So I love this one. And I just cut some tabs, and again, I cut 2 of each, so I would have a back and a front, because this paper was just a one-sided cardstock. And once it was done, I used embellishments. I had little flowers, and I just added a bit of embellishment. I don't know if you can tell there from the side, but here are all little rhinestones, and the rickrack here, rhinestones there, and here I added a butterfly and some rhinestones going down. You can't really tell too much. There are some flowers here. Not very big at all, so you could leave this on your desk. And as you're receiving things, it doesn't matter if it's a card, if it is a Rolodex card, or if it's just a little thank you card, you can just add it in. If it's a ATC card from a swap, you can add it in. It's just so versatile. If you have a little cutaway, or you have little pieces you have left, you don't know where to put them until you get organized, they just fit in there just like it was meant to be. So this is a very short tutorial, but like I said, it's so simple. It's just a matter of cutting the pieces. So if you have your little book, fold the pages in half all the way through, then cut off a piece of cardstock to embellish the back. And for this piece, it'll be like 6/5/8 by 4 1/4 rather. Okay, because a 6 1/2 here will give you the full length. And don't worry about it. If you happen to cut it just a little too large, once it's glued on, just snip it off after. It's not a big deal. But I show here 6 1/2. But this is where it's going to make the difference right here on the once it's all scored in, because it's going to need to lay flat like this. So this will still be at 6 1/2. And then you're going to cut a piece, and like I said, you're just going to glue it on, round off your corners. And this here is not half, because it doesn't go to the halfway mark. But this piece here is 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. 4 1/2, 3 1/4. You cut 2 pieces like that. You attach them on each side, and then you have yourself a little piece like this to embellish in the way that you like. I love this. I think it's very handy. I hope you do too. And I hope you make one. And if you do, please share. We'd love to see it. This is Yvonne, and I'm signing off for now. But don't go away too far, because I'll have some more crafty ideas coming up